Well, Mental Health Week is wrapping up today. The annual event was established back in 1951, and it aims to celebrate and raise awareness about the importance of mental health. This year's theme is Healing Through Compassion. For more on that, we're joined live by Margaret Eaton, the National CEO of the Canadian Mental Health Association. Margaret, thanks so much for making time for us.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the theme first, Healing Through Compassion. We know how important compassion is when it comes to supporting anyone who's, struggling with mental health. Why this theme this year?
Well, we feel like a lot of people are experiencing psychological suffering, either in our own families or communities across Canada and around the world. And so we thought it was time that we actually shine a spotlight on the importance of compassion, which to us is responding to someone suffering with care. So it's empathy plus action.
Empathy plus action plus a support system around you are some of the keys, I guess, to combating some of the struggles that people experience in their day-to-day lives. Share with us, Margaret, about how some people have been dealing with this, especially through the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes, well, we really believe that one of the things that helped us through COVID was trying to make a connection. And I think we saw the loss of connection through COVID and how it really impacted our mental health. So when we think about acts of compassion, I often think, what are those ways that we can just connect with another person? Genuinely asking someone, how are you? Or how are you really? Really can open up conversations that help people express what they're truly feeling and hear back from you with kindness and compassion. And the beauty of that, too, is that it helps you as well. So when you show compassion, research shows that compassion actually can cover the gaps of loneliness. It makes the person who reaches out feel less lonely. It creates community. And it actually helps us deal with our own mental health issues by providing us the soothing experience of being with others.
When it comes to compassion, I'm glad we're having this conversation, Margaret, on Mother's Day, which in and of itself can be a very difficult day for many people, whether it's because they've lost mom or have a complicated relationship with mom. What are some things that, if you notice that someone important in your life is struggling, a friend, a family member, what can you do to extend that olive branch and show that compassion and support, maybe uplift them a little bit?
Yeah. Well, I lost my mom last year, so I've been having a difficult time today, honestly. And I can't tell you how important it's been just to have friends and family text me and email me to just say, I'm thinking about you right now, or I'm thinking about your mom. And for those who maybe had complicated relationships with mom, that's okay too. It's good to reach out to others to say, I know that you had that difficult relationship with your mom, so maybe it's a bit tough for you today. So once again, I think showing that compassion to others and making a connection can be just the most powerful thing you can do and can be so meaningful to people on this special day.
No question. And I'm so sorry to hear that as well, Margaret. My thoughts are with you and with any of our viewers who are going through this today. When it comes for what people need to know about mental health, there's been historically so much stigma surrounding people who are experiencing mental health crises because it's not necessarily a visible illness that someone can see all the time. What do you hope happens, when we have this conversation this time next year and the year after that, to make progress on how we witness, how we identify, and how we help people experiencing mental health crises?
Well, one of the things that we talk about with compassion isn't even just showing compassion to others, but showing compassion to yourself, which can sometimes be a difficult thing to do. And so one of the aspects of self-compassion we would like to see is we would really like to see people who are in psychological distress or suffering to have them reach out for help. So one of the things about reducing stigma around mental health is making people feel more comfortable to actually reach out when they need that support. And we encourage people to talk to their local CMHA at cmha.ca. And we have a wonderful free virtual program called Bounce Back that is for dealing particularly with anxiety and depression. So we encourage people to reach out for that free resource. And if you are in desperate need, if you are having thoughts that require a crisis response, we encourage you to call 988.
So incredibly important. And I'm so glad you mentioned, self-compassion, because I think a lot of us forget that What can that look like? What's something small that someone watching us at home right now can do to be gentle with themselves and show themselves compassion?
I think one of the most important things is tuning into yourself. So asking yourself and taking a few moments for this, how am I doing? How is my body feeling? Am I feeling any anxiety or stress in any part of my body? And then thinking back to, well, why might that be? What is the emotion and the thought behind this feeling that I'm experiencing right now? Even just these small things that make us more aware of our own emotions and our physical responses can be powerful in terms of moving our mental health forward and really learning to respond to ourselves with care.
Yeah, and actually allowing yourself to sit with it as well. Margaret Eaton, the National CEO of the Canadian Mental Health Association, thank you so much for your time. And again, I'm thinking of you today as well.
Oh, thank you so much.